Oh yeah.
We are back, bitches. We are so back. It's been a month, man.
It has indeed.
Yeah, I've been getting all antsy and all that stuff. But yes, I am Jimmy Duke.
Super Dave Huxtable.
And this is New York City Throwdown. It's Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, only here on 90.3 WKRB, the home of Kingsborough Community College, right here.
Yeah.
The college for the community.
We're here to be the audio cocoa butter to the Rihanna bruise left by Chris Brown.
Indeed so. Yeah, I seen a new Revlon commercial for concealer.
Yeah,
very funny.
She got hit up with the pumpkin head though.
Yeah, serious. She got the pump. She got the pumpkin head deluxe. PKD.
Dude, put the beats on that bitch.
We're not talking about drum machines neither.
Yeah, man. He put the Swella Ella A on that.
But we can talk about that later. But right now, not right now, but on the second hour, we have the mighty ICONICIDE. We have a couple weeks ago, I did an interview with them, and we're going to play the interview along with the 5 songs off the new album called About Effing Time. And we have some shows with them and some more shows with other bands.
Ton of shows, actually.
Yeah, a whole assload of shows. So, yeah. So, stay tuned for this 2 hours. Only here 90.3 WKRB. We have a phone number, 718-368-4KRB.
That's 718-368-4572. Call us up.
Yeah,
if you can.
Indeed so. Right now, we're going to play some Minor Threat in the background. The song In My Eyes. And I just want to say I do like being back and hear my voice in the headphones. It sounds pretty good.
The echo speeding your ego?
Maybe. A little bit. How about yourself, David?
I'm alright. It ain't gonna make much of a difference either way. But we got Big Black coming up after Minor Threat, and then Bad Brains was sailing on. So keep tuned.
Keep it tuned, bitches. Only at 90.3 WKRB.
The Bizzle.
The Bizzle. On the 28th is ICONICIDE, Yo Skunt, playing at Pass Out Records. That's a tribute to Keith from the Incorrigibles. No, yeah, the Incorrigibles. Right. We did have Z from ICONICIDE, who we're gonna premiere their new the 5 songs from the new album later. He was on the air, and the problem with the phones got past that, but we do have his request for Stiff Little Fingers.
We should play like 30 seconds of.
Yeah, we got play 30 seconds. We're gonna play the whole thing now. So
there we go.
Rock and roll. So yeah, give us a call, 718-368-4KRB.
That's 718-368-4572.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Z. Call back if anything. Yeah, here's Stiff Little Fingers only here, 90.3 WKRB. All right, we're back, 90.3 WKRB. Z, are you there? Z. What the hell? I don't know what the hell that was. I think Z hung up. Yeah, pod you up. The second one. Oh, turn it on. There you go. You're in.
Good God. That was a cluster F.
That wasn't really a cluster. But I don't know what happened. I think Z just got
that ambulance sound we had on for like 35 seconds. Son, you kidding me?
I think that's Z right now calling in. Hold up.
All right. I'm sorry. Well, in the meantime, we just came out of Manor Astrum. It's still a hard drive, and before that, we had Murphy's Law with Cavity Creeps and our promo. Just run on tape and a prayer here.
All right, Z, you there?
Yeah, man.
All right, now you're in. Jesus Christ. It's like pulling teeth with this thing. It's not your fault, Z. Don't worry about it.
I keep getting cut off.
It happens. Don't worry about it. So what's up, man? How you been since the last time I seen you?
Say again? Sorry, bro.
How you been since the last time?
I've been good, man. Been doing good.
All right, cool.
I was calling you. I know you're gonna play our interview in a bit. I wanted to definitely plug our shows that is coming up. We're playing at Pass Out Records Saturday the 28th. That's in memoriam for Keith from the Incorrigibles. It's Pass Out Records 131 Grand in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
That's on the 28th, right?
Yep.
All right.
Saturday, March 28th. Show starts at 4 p.m. And then on Easter Sunday, we're playing at Goodbye Blue Monday in my neck of the woods, Bushwick.
I like the art for the promo.
1087 Broadway.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday, April 12th. We're gonna play with Nightmare Mode, And I'm not familiar with them kids, but Chris...
Sounds like a difficulty from a video game.
He put in some good words for him, so...
Yeah, he says that they're like, crazy death metal grindcore type stuff.
Yeah.
But from Ohio or something.
Yeah, right. From Ohio.
Oh, cow tipping something?
Yeah.
Yo, I gotta send a shout out
real
to
quick.
Rob and Priya from Creamy Electric Santa from the Bay Area. They're up in Oakland. They're listening to us online right now.
Really now? Okay.
Yeah, shout out.
Big shout out to the West Coast.
Yeah. And to my brother Lee and his wife Heather listening to us up in Michigan.
Nice.
Send some love to them as well.
See, David, we're going national with this bitch.
Yeah,
man. Send me some weed from Oakland.
Up north, south, east, and west. So.
Yeah. David wants to know if you can get some weed from Oakland.
Yo, definitely. But let's not talk about that on the air.
Yeah, it's very shit. Ooh.
Give him my number.
Oaksterdam? Come on, play it.
Oaksterdam, son. So anyway, so yeah, thanks a lot, Z.
Yeah, thanks for putting me on finally, and yo, thanks for airing the interview. Looking forward to it, my brother.
Yeah, it's coming up. Don't worry about nothing.
And we appreciate the call.
Cool.
And we appreciate the call very much. David says
Up
goodbye.
the punks, man.
That's it.
Peace.
All right, Z. Peace out. Later. Okay, so yeah, there we have it. Z on the air, and we going national with this bitch.
Apparently so.
Apparently. David, what's the next song we have?
Next song we have is Dead by the Pixies, and we have Youth Brigade with Barbed Wire, and then a double shot of Streetlight Manifesto to take out the hour.
And then we jump into the one song this time around with the wild card. Then we go right into the interview.
Yeah.
And songs from ICONICIDE. So yeah, stay tuned. 98.3 WKRB, New York City Throwdown, where we are hard all the time. Yeah, that's what the wild card does. It's supposed to do. Break it up.
The card that is wild.
Indeed. But right now, for the coup de grace, we have the 5 songs by ICONICIDE. And in between that, we have an interview that I did with them back a couple weeks ago. And just a little tidbit right here. In one of the interviews, I was editing it, and I cut out like a part about where Chris talks about one of his craziest shows that he ever did, where he said he's going to do a Screwdriver cover. Chris said, we're going to play this song instead of a Screwdriver cover. And a dude that they were trying out in the band, and the guy's like, F you guys, I'm out of here. Quit at that same point and just left.
Really?
Yeah, so that guy used to be part of the band, and that's what I cut out. So that's the only missing part. As of right now, we're not pretty much not going to say anything because, it filled up all the time. So me and David are going to get out of here. And thanks a lot for hanging out with us in the first hour, and enjoy the second hour. And please tune in on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time for everyone that's in the Midwest and on the West Coast.
And Internet Land is 8 to 10 p.m. every Wednesday. Sans New York Islander games.
Yeah, this season's going to be over real soon, so we're going to be on for a while. And so yeah, please tune in Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. Only here 90.3 WKRB or WKRB.org. I am still Jimmy Duke.
Still Super Dave Huxtable in our abbreviated show.
All right. This is Jimmy Duke saying, keep it funky, bitches.
And enjoy ICONICIDE.
Yeah, indeed so. Here's ICONICIDE, only here 90.3 WKRB. Hi, this is Jimmy Duke here, 90.3 WKRB, New York City Throwdown. And I'm here in the beautiful, lush neighborhood of Bushwick, Brooklyn.
DK, baby.
That's it. I'm here with Z and Chris from ICONICIDE. Say what up, fellas.
What's up? What's going on?
I was talking to Z earlier before, and he was telling me that he wasn't one of the original members of ICONICIDE. Chris, can you give like just a brief history, and also why you started playing this type of music?
Brief history: we've had over 100 members. We've touched fates with bands as diverse as Warzone, Milo Z, Genocide, Plasmatics, Sand in the Face,
Murder Junkies.
Murder Junkies, yeah, of course. Actually, the thing about the Murder Junkies is I was almost going to be in Murder Junkies because Gigi died, and Dino, the drummer who plays Naked, the guy with the neon...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's a bike master. I was a foot master. I would always give him my ICONICIDE demos, and around 94, I was passing one over to him. They had a vocalist, this guy, really angry, bald man, but he was in jail. And so Merle calls me up and is like, Chris, I'm wondering if you want to sing for us. And I'm like, I'm flattered, man, but I'm trying to do my own shit. It would have been real cool, because, I mean,
the Murder Junkies.
I leave bloodstains on the walls as it is, but, I figured, Iconicide's like, it's one of the few key things that keeps me alive. And if their really took off, I'd have to put myself on the back burner, so I declined.
What made you get into Iconicide? How'd that start up?
Iconicide, the concept of Iconicide actually started when I was 6, I think.
We're going that far back, huh?
Yeah. And my family went to see Peter Pan. And you know the end of the movie where Tinkerbell is like dying?
Yeah, and everyone's clapping?
And, no, Jimmy Cricket is like, Tinkerbell, come back if you believe, if you believe. And here I am, 6 years old, sitting in a darkened movie theater with the rest of my family, and the bile started to churn. And, I mean, the cloud descended, and I'm like, I will not believe. You cannot make me believe. That whole God thing, I never really got into. You know, I mean,
as well, when you got older with society and like.
He didn't get into God or Jimmy the Cricket.
I mean, well, the thing is,
it's about the same, if you ask me.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, yeah. You can stomp on both of them.
Word up.
But the thing is, a lot of people, they try to, like, do a little, like, hair splitting and, like, say, well, I don't believe in anything, all right?
That's one of the concepts of Iconocide. We don't believe we don't believe in anything.
Anything that people, like, place power, like a flag, it could be a cross, it could be anything.
A race.
Yeah, a race, a girlfriend, a spouse, a job, a drug, anything that you claim has more power than you do, you've given up your own power.
Right.
All right? A flag is just a rag with a design.
It's fabric.
It's fabric, yeah. A white flag, I keep saying a white flag is a flag with no disguise. All right? If somebody flies an American flag, they say, I've surrendered myself to America. Somebody's, flies a Nazi flag, I've surrendered myself to... A flag means surrender. This is it. We put up the banner, we wave the flag, that's it. And if somebody is surrendering to a foreign army, they're waving a blank flag saying, put your flag here.
And
we give in.
When you believe in something, you're cutting out all possibilities for anything other than that belief. Like belief system is abbreviated BS, and that's exactly what it is. You believe something that's like a horse with blinders on. You can only see tunnel vision, and so we choose not to believe in anything, and therefore leave open infinite possibility.
And I believe your style of music totally says that, because if you just listen to the album, it's just filthy.
Just go back to that. Read up on a book by a man called Ludwig Fleck. It's called Genesis and Development of Scientific Fact. Ludwig Fleck defines truth with a capital T as an arbitrary thought constraint. And it's just what you're saying. If you say that something is true, you cannot think of it in any other way. Mm-hmm. This is this, and if society or whatever, or the predominant culture says that a certain idea is this, or a certain object means this, that's what it means.
I see what you're talking about. So how did you two like get together, Z and Chris? Like, where'd you find him?
Was it through the New York Press? Was that it?
No, it was through the enormous gluteus maximus of Beardicus.
Humongous androgynous gluteus maximus of Beardicus enormous!
Is that?
It's this guy, Ron Richter. He lives downstairs and I can stomp the floor. He's this guy who, he had a perfect childhood, so he makes art because he's bored. But he comes from, like, the Chicago noise scene. He was in a band called, was it...
Sponge Tunnel.
Yeah, but originally there were two bands.
Big Black?
There was no... songs about... Okay. Yeah. Good album, by the way. Nice, beautiful cover.
Yes. We do play Big Black on my station.
There was a band called Sponge, and there was another band called Fudge Tunnel. Both bands broke up, they merged, and became Sponge Tunnel. I actually saw Sponge Tunnel at the Lincoln Park Peace Festival in Chicago.
Yet you digress.
Yeah, I digress.
Basically, Ron was playing guitar for Iconicide for a stint in 2005, and he said that he knew I played in Felch and Kumquats and other bands, and they needed a bass player, so he took down this very out of context for what they thought Iconicide stood for, this white MC,
the thing is, Iconicide has always triumphed on diversity, and I've never begrudged someone where they come from. For me, it's about music. For other people, politics can get in the way.
And it did. So I played with him for a stint, but there's this fat bastard that played in the band, this Nazi punk,
who I hated and butted heads with every practice. Luckily, he left the band, and that opened
like 3 times over. But
that opened the door for me to come back into the band in 2007. And
very nice.
Exactly. You know, that guy, by the way, is Big Mike Sisko. He's currently trying to get a band together called Snuff Film Masturbators.
I think he's trying to get a sex change right now too. So
Actually, he worked as sort of security at this transsexual bar in the 20s called Silver Swan that is shut down, and I believe he's banging the owner because he lives with Shim.
Well, good for him. I was looking on your MySpace for a little, reference point about ICONICIDE and whatnot. And I stumbled across this little piece of information. Who named you the Anti-Messiah?
That was a girl I found through an personal ad in The Voice in 1980 something or other, 89 I believe. She does the pencils for Iron Man. Her name is Aletha Martinez, aka Aria Storm. She was like this black metal chick from Florida.
Okay.
But she was raped, impregnated, kidnapped, and married by this guy by the name of Shannon Donovan, who calls himself Warlock. Yeah. I saw his graffiti once on Broadway around Bond Street in a doorway when I was a messenger. It says, Warlock was here. So I whipped out my little Sharpie and wrote, but I cooked and ate him.
So she named you the Anti-Messiah?
Yeah, we were having a conversation. I told her just about myself and whatnot. And I guess I made sort of an off-color joke. Say, well, I guess that makes me the Messiah. And she gives this wicked smile and says, nah. You're the Anti-Messiah. And it sucked.
There you go. Alright, so Z, we already touched on Chris's reasons for playing this type of music and performing ICONICIDE. What was your, reason for playing?
Alright, well, as in elementary school, I was, I've always been like a hybrid. I gathered what I love from each and everything that's going on in at the time, and so I was, part break dancer, part skater, and at that period, there was a lot of crossover the way the heads were, and where I'm from, Detroit, Michigan, and I got turned on to a mixtape that had DRI, Crucifix,
nice,
MDC, Meatmen, yeah, Crucifix are great, and so I'm 13 or 14, and I get taken to my first Crucifix show, and it just changed my whole perspective. And it was this breaker that had skills on the guitar already, and just within a matter of days, me and my older brother and some friends started jamming in the garage, and I was playing hardcore right away. I mean, the music moved me like no other music had. And, I was one of those kids, don't call me a punk rocker, man, I'm into hardcore. I mean, that was me. I was hardcore from Jump Street, and loved the music ever since. Played it in a great band before moving out of Detroit for the last time, Felch and Kumquats, which I believe Chris came across, online before I got in the band, or he said the fucking Hell album, right?
Yeah, I just stumbled across that. I guess when you first mentioned to me, I was trying to find something because I wanted to hear this shit, and I mean there was nothing really existed except for, but there's so many good bands out there. There's nothing about them, like Hordes of Mungo, for example. Ruin. I saw their last show.
Yeah, there's nothing out there as far as media is concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, I still play hardcore. I'm still, but I'm still into hip hop, to this day. And
hence the secret track on the album.
Hence the secret track on the album.
I'm not gonna say what it is. You just gotta get the album. So speaking of the album, one of my favorite songs on the album is Lower Side Intifada. Okay, and we're gonna play that next. But I just want to ask, what's up with that title and about the song? Can you just tell the people out there before I play it?
Okay, well, Lower Side Intifada. First off, Lower Side is like a slang bastardization of Lower East Side, meaning Alphabet City, as it was, as we knew it. And Intifada was like the Palestinian uprising on the Gaza Strip. And in '88, when the Tompkins Square Park riots happened, there was also a lot of crackdown by the Israeli military on the Gaza Strip, as there are today. I mean, you're dealing with the people who they don't have a homeland. I mean, the Torah says that the Israelites are not supposed to have a country until Jesus comes back. However, the Palestinians are the ones who don't have a country. The state of Israel was manufactured by the United States in 1947. A lot of people don't realize that.
Hence kind of like the squatters in you guys.
Same thing. It's like embattled territory. You have people trying to stake a claim in these little pockets, trying to hang on to the bottom rung of society, and then you have the big boot trying to stomp them down. And there was this guy who called himself John the Communist, who used to organize a lot of protests and such. I personally took part in 3 shutdowns of the Federal Building in 88, 89, around that time. And one of the slogans that appeared on one of the flyers, advertising these protests was "Lo Side Intifada." I'm like, all right. The song itself is the story of a guy who starts out as everyone else sees the homeless, sleeping in the subways, panhandling, no future, no concept of what his existence is other than his next meal, no possessions, nothing. He just happens to. It's not based on a particular individual, but the chain of events is true. He starts sleeping in Tompkins Square Park. The riot hits. Gets caught up in that. In the middle of it all, he meets up with some squatters. Gets turned on to that. The militancy, the protests. There was this schoolhouse on, I think, East 6th Street. It was all over the news. They were going to turn it into a community center. It was 6 floors. I went to a couple of meetings there. They tried to evict it. People occupied the building. And for three days, as the song says, there were riot squads, sharpshooters. Basically, they tried to they barricaded everyone in. I mean, they had people stationed on rooftops waiting for somebody to open up a window so they could shoot.
Nazis in blue!
And if you remember from that time, a lot of celebrities got turned on to the cause. Tracy Ullman actually came down to Lower East Side. And she was on TV and she said, listen, let these people be. All they're trying to do is, make a life for themselves. They're not hurting anyone. They're not committing any crimes. And, Lo Side Intifada basically follows the politicization of just a, garden variety homeless person. And he turns, in the course of the song, he turns into a militant squatter.
Were you involved in the riots when it happened? Were you there?
Actually, to tell you the truth, there was the mini riot before the big one.
There was a mini riot?
Yeah, there were actually 2 riots. But the big one's the only one people really hear about, the one with the police helicopters and whatnot. Yeah. I actually was in the area that night because I heard through certain channels that, she was going to go down. But I was hanging out and, nothing really seemed to be happening.
Really?
So, I went home and I missed the riot. Damn!
Damn it!
Damn it!
Couldn't throw a brick at anybody.
Man.
Alright, so we're going to play Lower East Side Intifada right now on 90.3 WKRB. We are hard all the time. This is Jimmy Duke here.
I got nothing to eat. Don't know nothing but the cold on my back. Begging in the subways, sleeping on the tracks. Dummies in a business suit stepping over me. Pretending that I'm nothing here to see. Picked up by police, thrown into jail. Go through the system, police cannot fail. Lower Side in the bottom, Lower Side in the bottom, Lower Side in the bottom, Lower Side in the bottom. Now I'm over here, stuck in a pit. I've been driving with us, the marathon was shed. Signed a few bucks for one team hotel. Now without a country, getting in a mouth. So then I got to sleep over and tell me into a box. Before the police died, before that the dog. That takes an orphan, that takes a fight. Helicopters on the move, they launch their attack. Lower Side in the bottom, Lower Side in the bottom, Lower Side in the bottom, Lower Side in the bottom. the air to show the blind wrist. True distance was there. Trashing compass, setting barricades of fire. Fed by unjusted by rage, the flames go higher, 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 higher. Lord, shut in the bottle, Lord, shut in the bottle, Lord, shut in the bottle, Lord, shut up. Now the battle's over, the wars will end. I'm no longer lost, now without a friend. Better with some evil style living in a squad. We don't have much, but we know what we got. Starting and dumping, a furniture and tools. Food and supplies, we live by the rules. Yummy get right up, share with him from the floor. We're not disease, long confidence and pure. Lord, shut in the bottom, Lord, shut in the bottom, Lord, shut in the bottom, Lord, shut up. Ride across the shopfield for 3 long days. Not above me as my world has planted our maze. Throwing us into silence, shouts spread the word. Giving out to limits and sure what I heard. Cause there was just fanatics, terrorists and traps. Who they lie to see, and concentration camps. So, not only much, that is a dangerous state. Look who gets on the one just to house you and me. Lord, shut in the bottom, Lord, shut in the bottom, Lord, shut in the bottom, Lord, shut up. We've lost many buildings to the terrorist acts. They keep stomping on us, but we keep fighting back. RCP, wrapped up coattails, said they made us. And on the street, there's no why we're making the fuss. Rotting in shelters or dying of AIDS. The right down the rich try to sweep us away. But each time they try much, our resistance will grow. And it's coming soon. They time from below. Lord, Sada is the bottle, Lord, Sada is the bottle, Lord, Sada is the bottle, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottle, Lord, Sada is the bottle, Lord, Sada is the bottle, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada is the bottom, Lord, Sada. Lord, Sada is the bottom, 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 Lord, And there's no way that will let you forget it!
Alright, this is Jimmy Duke here, 90.3 WKRB, still in Bushwick, Brooklyn, with Z
ICONICIDE
and Chris from ICONICIDE. What you just heard before was Low-Side and Fado off the, what's the name of the album? About Time.
About fucking time. Bacon fucking tomato.
First 20 years.
Yeah.
Because you guys started back in '88, so it's like about effing time, you know.
Exactly.
So
released an actual full-length, actually produced album that was not bumped over from demos that I recorded on a cheesy Walkman that I bought for $30 on Canal Street in 1991.
Speaking of the album, like, how's the whole recording process like going on?
Take this one.
Okay, Z, take it.
All right. Well, we actually we produced the whole album in right where you are now, in my apartment in Bushwick.
In his bedroom.
Yeah, in my bedroom. In my walk-in closet was the sound room. We did it 4-track style. I dumped it down to the computer though, but we mic'd the drums. We did the drums first. Came back. I laid the bass. We had DJ Chump Change try to play some guitar on it after that. And then,
you can't really tell there's any guitar in it, though. I played for a number of people and said, so how many people in the band? Is you, the bassist, and the drummer?
But yeah, we're struggling at that period with the guitars. A couple of the songs on the album, in the version that you hear it now, there are some guitars going on, which I came back and recorded the guitar parts. But we had a member in the band at the time of recording the album that just didn't quite fit the ICONICIDE bill. You know, it's
he's now a dismember.
He's now dismembered. It's like, you know, that Sesame Street shit. One of these kids is not like the other. Well, yeah, he just didn't fit. So,
like Franklin, you know, he never speaks. He just shows up.
But yeah, so it's all DIY. We recorded the whole thing here, engineered, mixed, mastered to the best of my ability, right here in the house, man. And I think, and I believe Chris will back me up, that we got a pretty professional sounding CD out of this.
Well, I think it's professional but it still retains dirtiness, and dirtiness is very essential too, because that's where we come from.
I was just about to say that, because that dirty, filthy, like, kind of sound.
There's no balls about. We come from dirt. We come from,
low-born poor.
Exactly. Roaches in the cornflakes. A whole laundry. There was a busted pipe in the bathroom ceiling. So for 6 months, my father had to make a funnel out of a tarp, and I still had to go to the bathroom with an umbrella.
Yeah, Chris and I both, come from lower income environments, and I believe it does reflect in our sound. And me being from Detroit and Chris being from New York City, we both, we got that
third generation Bushwick, man.
We got that grimy dirtiness, like in our fucking DNA. So
it's actually a great sound too.
Thanks a lot.
That's why I got into you guys. We're gonna play another song here. Well, actually, we could play another 2 songs. Screw that. One's called Name Your Price. The other one is First Communion. Like, talk about Name Your Price first, Chris.
Well, Name Your Price and First Communion both have something to do with each other. Well, Name Your Price I wrote when I was probably going to college or just about to. And, when you grow up, once again, going back to truth and how different people like, self-blinder themselves. Companies are more prone to hiring college graduates, not because they're smarter, but because they've learned how to follow orders without question. That's the one thing that education teaches us. I, however, used to cut school and go to the library, so...
Self-educate, that's it.
Yeah, and again, with college, it forces humans, which, out of all the animals in the universe, are not a specialized creature. It strips us of all this creative potential we have and gives us a specialty. It's like, wow, I am, now that I have this piece of paper to prove it, I'm this or I'm that.
Yeah, I mean, people ask you, what do you do or what are you? And the first thing people answer with is their jobs.
Yeah, right. And that's, we're the only f***ing creature, again, in the universe that has to earn its right to life. We have to earn a living. Whereas anything else, any other
goes and takes it.
Insect, plant, it earns its right to life by being born, and it's all this,
alive, yeah.
It's all, it's all this, it's bullshit. Again, it's belief system and it's reality tunnels that we're programmed into, and it's, we do not accept that, and we will not accept that,
These are really nice flyers. You want to explain them? Like, what shows are these coming up?
All right, first show we got coming up is at Pass Out Record Shop, March 28th, Saturday, with ICU, Hammerbrain, and Yo Skunt.
They're awesome.
Yeah, it's insane insanity that's all insane-like. As they say on my YouTube channel. Thing is, this show was originally supposed to be booked at a place called Goodbye Blue Monday, and one of the bands that was supposed to play was the Incorrigibles.
Larger than life. They were too big to play a Sunday gig, so they backed out on us.
No, one of the guys, the front man died. So Incorrigibles were supposed to actually play the show at Goodbye Blue Monday, but of course Keith is no longer with us. So in the meanwhile, Goodbye Blue Monday, they kept like, well, I don't know, yet booked it this time. We got to do it a couple months later. How about a couple of months later? So like, what the f***? So I figured, I didn't know that Keith had died. I called him up, see how things were going. Tell him that I really, really liked their CD because he had sent me a copy in December. And JoJo picks up the phone, and it's less than 2 days after Keith died. Mm-hmm. And I ended up talking to her half an hour, and by the time I was off the phone, I was like, listen, Keith was supposed to play the show. I'm dedicating it to him. So we're playing March 28th, Pass Out Records. Saturday was 131 Grand Street, Wormsburg, Brooklyn. It's a free show, but the thing is, since it's a memorial to Keith, any money that you donate, none of the bands are taking any of that. There's no bar to suck your money away. Give to JoJo. Yo Skunt has said that if they sell CDs at the show, and if we officially put out our CD, we're going to do that. By that time, we're going to do that too. They're going to take funds from the CD and also kick it over to JoJo because she's really going through hard times.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, and if you didn't get it, JoJo's is his widow.
Yes.
This next show, April 12th, was it?
No, April 4th. Easter Sunday, or Easter Sunday, actually.
Yeah, April 12th at Goodbye Blue Monday.
Yeah, we're playing with a band called Nightmare Mode.
If you don't know the spot, it's a little hole in the wall club on
1087 Broadway, right under the train at Broadway and Myrtle. If you take the J&M train, right in the Bushwick.
Nice, cool little place. They got records and cheap PVRs and a bunch of garbage hanging around.
All shows are free. There's a complete, full, permanent back line. Any bands who want to do this, you book yourself, basically. You find an open slot, and you book yourself. And also, they do live internet streaming of every single show.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's actually really cool. That's really good. If you can't make the show, then you're just like...
Yeah, just, tell people, put out a bulletin around the world. People can tune in and see it.
Nice. All right, so,
It's Easter Sunday, by the way.
Easter Sunday.
Which is why the flyer that I drew up has a picture of the Easter Bunny crucified in front of a bank of flames, with his eyes punched out and his heart ripped out, and anyway.
It's something for the kiddies.
Yeah, he's holding an Easter basket. Yeah.
Anyway, which leads me into...
I was gonna write, Jesus saves licorice jelly beans, but I couldn't find the room for that.
That's leading into I think
your first communion.
Yeah, our first communion, which is is it a religious song?
Yes, it is. It is actually.
Religious overtones.
Actually,
it kind of reminds me of SQNS's Disgrace a little bit. Or is it along the same lines?
Because it has slow parts.
Actually, yes. So,
Disgrace.
Yeah. So what's First Communion about?
First Communion is actually a song that I wrote when Ken, as an ode to Ken, was in the band, and it's just like, for a long time I was writing songs about like the degeneration of a person's personality and how we're basically pigeonholed and nailed to our own cross, where we become a certain something that there's no escape from. Through child abuse, through education, through just indoctrination into societal bullshit.
So Name Your Price and First Communion kind of like along the same lines.
Like in First Communion, the fourth verse says, "Learning to say please, now you're host for the disease." What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, Chris?
The disease is the greased palm. Okay.
Corruption.
Yeah, it's what makes the system work. It's you scratch my back, I scratch yours. We push this through. It's progress. Progress is a downhill slope. It's momentum that makes it go quicker.
All right, so enjoy these next few songs. Also, be on the lookout March 28th at
Pass
Out Records.
Huey.
And also on Easter Sunday, April 12th,
Goodbye Blue Monday, Bushwick, Brooklyn, baby.
All right, so here's Name Your Price and First Communion only here at 90.3 WKRB, New York City Throwdown.
Yeah.
It's all too much crime.
ICONICIDE.
Yo, Nutjob, great band.
So, OTTO'S. I'm assuming that, because you mentioned him earlier before in the interview, he's a former guitarist?
Former guitarist, back in '92, yeah. Former guitarist, former roommate, and also somewhat former stalker. Him and him and the KHB and a couple of those street gangs from around this area.
KHB?
Were like tailing me for a while because Ken told them that I beat up one of his girlfriends.
So the song Ode to Ken, like, and this
It's a love song.
I'm just saying that much. I'm just saying, because in the light that you're saying, you sound like a piece of crap.
Well, in a way, this is sort of my tip of my hat to like the hardcore kids and whatnot, like the you dissed me so f you, that kind of backstab.
Oh, okay.
That kind of shit. Because situation is I was moving out of my mom's place. I moved down to Flatbush. I was convinced I could not make it alone. Ken's mom was kicking him out. I need a roommate. He needed a roommate. I was trying to put ICONICIDE together. I needed a guitarist. He was sort of a guitarist.
Sort of,
yeah. But anyway, Ken moved in with me, and he basically bled me dry. He was like a club kid, this gothic, whatever the and he would go out 4 nights in a row, piss all his money away, then sponge off his mom, and then come home and then eat my food. When I was making $130 a week, gross, as a foot messenger. So I kicked Ken out of he didn't want to get up for work. So I turned the TV on full blast, turned the stereo on, turned the radio on full blast, turned the tape deck on full blast, turned everything on full blast, and then I put on Blood. And then I put on Blood and started kicking a f***ing mattress right by his head to wake him up to go to work.
Nice.
And I realized that I gotta get rid of this guy. I gotta. So he got picked up for jumping the turnstile in Times Square. What?
That's wild dumbness.
They have, even back then, they had security cameras in the token booth. But anyway, he was held overnight, and I changed the lock, and he tried to get out. He got out and tried to go home, and the dispatcher told him, you might have a little trouble getting in. He went shit. He went ballistic, and for like a year afterwards, he was leaving death threats on my answer machine.
Hey, my lady just brought empanadas for everybody.
Oh, nice, awesome. Thank you very much.
That's my girl Charms looking out for the crew.
All right, so we're gonna play Ode to Ken right now, and just a reminder out there, March 28th, Pass Out Records, ICONICIDE.
Street. Say hi to Pee Wee. Buy something, people, and also be sure to give generously to JoJo. She needs it.
Indeed so. Also on April 12th, which is Easter Sin Day, at Broadway 187.
Yeah, Broadway and Myrtle, goodbye Blue Monday.
1089 Broadway.
Brooklyn, baby.
Not East Williamsburg, not the West Hamptons.
Bushwick, son, Bushwick. Alright, so yeah, this is Jimmy Duke, 90.3 WKRB, with ICONICIDE, where we're hard all the time.
It's the way you live, I've no taste for. For the dumbest things, you would go to war. Say you're militant, but you make no sense. Would lose anything, even your defense. That's right. Say that you don't care, about that you're proud. Got nothing to say, so you shout it loud. I'm nothing like you, so don't even try. Cannot see the truth, all you do is cry. That's right. Throw people away, treat them as you choose. Nothing to live for, got nothing to lose. Try to lift you up, all you do is scoff. Lend a helping hand, and you fight it off. That's right. Standing by your side, you push me away. Giving up on you, what can I say? You're self-destruct, I'm not going down. When you scream for help, I won't be around. That's right.
New York City Throwdown, Jimmy Duke here with ICONICIDE, Z and Chris, and I'm gonna ask you guys what I ask all my guests on my show. ICONICIDE, what's the craziest show that you ever played? Like, what happened? And either you can answer. I know I haven't got to.
It's gonna be two different answers.
Yeah. All right, so say them. So we'll start with you, Z.
With ICONICIDE, I suppose the craziest gig, from my standpoint, was at Metropolis Apocalypse, where I had been drinking all day long, and I was so fucking wasted when I got there. We're playing, and I managed to trip and fall and roll over the complete drum set and catch myself without falling on the ground, which was very Drunken Master style.
Yes.
And then throughout the set that night, I kept bashing myself or my bass into the
mic,
into the stack and into the mic stand, and things are toppling this way and that way, and everybody's running around trying to keep together for me.
And we had no kick pedal.
And we had no kick.
Yeah, you actually had to borrow mine. I came in solid with that one.
Well, thank you, Jimmy Duke.
All right, that was actually very punk rock though. You just stumbling and fumbling around. That was very awesome.
Very Sid Vicious of me, I suppose.
So what say you, Chris?
That's kind of difficult. I mean, we've been around. Well, we played a few shows without a drummer. That was cool. Yeah.
How'd that happen?
We kicked him out.
But my question is, how'd that go about, like playing a show without a drummer?
We were gonna do a show, and so we did it. You know, who cares if we don't have a drummer? And Johnny V from Public Nuisance actually came up to me afterwards and said that we were so tight he could hear the drums.
Word up.
It was either that or we played a show at the Punk Rock Pool Hall before they started calling it the Rec Room, which is now overrun with hipsters. But anyway, so the guy, so I just say that he's listening to us, he's getting into the music, but then they say, we're about to do About Fucking Time. I was like, well, we're playing this because we don't know the Screwdriver song yet. Like, what? Well, f*** your band, man, and f*** you.
And he just leaves.
Well, he was actually going to start a fight with us or whatnot, but I'm like, you know, but I was like, yo, what? Bring it on. Do you think I give a shit? You know, I eat microphones for lunch.
It'll make the show more fucking enjoyable for the crowd if we
But
start
thing is,
riot.
the thing is, right after the show, the song in the set right after About Fucking Time is usually Systems on Fire, which is an anarchist, political, punk rock song. And, you know, because he stormed out right after that, and it was like, hey, do you think if that guy stuck around, he would have liked this one? Maybe he would have joined the band.
So, my final question here, what's the future of ICONICIDE?
We will have 100 more members.
No, we won't.
We will stick around. Well, we will be the core of the two.
Yes, these two will stick around. This is it. This is Iconicide.
Holy Dave, by the way, the drummer we got now, who we've had him for a couple of years now, is this guy by the name of Holy Dave, because he was in a band called Holy Crow. He was in like a couple dozen bands. He's been in every band on the face of the earth. He was in your mom's band. Yeah. All right.
But no, we got the album coming out. We get about fucking time. The first 20 years. We're getting that pressed up right now. We're gonna be hitting hard this spring and summer. Hopefully, we're gonna be touring.
Well, we got people lined up. I mean, since people have found out that we're getting back in fighting condition, we've had people just like offering us shows. You know.
Nice.
You know, which is real fucking cool.
A small question, like, who did the album art again? The album art?
Listen,
I did.
DJ Jump Change actually did the photography.
No, he did not.
Oh, he didn't.
He provided the tripod and the video camera.
That's right. He brought the camera and the tripod. Other than that, he can f*** off. And please, just keep abreast of what we're doing via our MySpace and our World Wide Web address, which Chris will share with you now.
ICONICIDE.com. And by the way, that's ICONICIDE.
So ICONICIDE.com.
Yes.
And
MySpace.com/ICONICIDE, or Pure Volume /ICONICIDE, or SoundClick, or Band Freaks, or
D's Nuts.
D'sNuts.com/ICONICIDE.
Our final song that we're gonna play off the album is, of course,
the title track, About F***ing Time.
Yeah.
So you were saying the story earlier, but I want to save it now. So what's the whole thing behind that?
The whole thing behind it is that people value stability over all else, and people will sacrifice anything, including their own sanity and well-being, to stay the course. Because it's the old expression, the devil you know. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. And About F***ing Time is saying that you got to come to a point where you see that you got to break the cycle. You got to step off at any cost. And I've been in countless situations, including I had a psychotic girlfriend who actually it's a long story. My name for her was Flopsy the Wonder Bunny. There's a good reason behind that, but I'm not going to tell you.
Save that for the next interview.
Yeah, but anyway, she would it was insanity, and it got to the point where it was like 2 a.m, and I was at her place. I was practically living there, and she's like, "Well, you don't like it? Well, take your shit and get out." So I grabbed a whole fistful of garbage bags, threw my stuff in it, and got the fuck out. Her head was spinning. And when I told people that I cut her loose, it was like, yo, about fucking time.
So that's what you're hearing in the background.
So, I mean, there are things in there like, the song deals like, killing yourself, just stepping off, quitting your job, killing your boss. I wrote that before I heard about blackout shoppers, so kill your boss.
Right. So
leaving your wife just blowing town, or just you pull in, you pare down, you get rid of all unnecessary baggage, and you fucking survive.
That's it.
People get depressed and they can't do anything, and like, I've hit rock bottom. Well, I got something to tell you. Hitting rock bottom only means that you have some place to stand.
I think rock bottom, baby. What?
That's it. So stay tuned on the 28th of March.
Yep.
We got Iconicide playing a memorandum to Keith from the Incorrigibles at
Out Records. 131 Grand Street, Wormsburg, Brooklyn. We're playing with Hammerbrain, ICU,
and the legendary Yo Stunt.
And on Easter Sunday, we got on April 12th, we got the Goodbye Boo Monday.
We're gonna crucify the Easter Bunny.
Yes, at 1087 Broadway in Bushwick, Brooklyn. We have Iconicide and
Nightmare Mode.
So you stay tuned for all of that. Also, stay tuned for the album, which is About F***ing Time. Also, go on to iconicide.com or MySpace /Iconicide
Or tune into Iconicide's video channel on YouTube, and you'll see 65 10-minute clips, and it'll keep you busy all f***ing day.
That's it.
You have nothing to do. We got stuff up there from Pure Hell, Antidote, all
crazy stuff. So
Genesis Peorage did a little blurb on there as well. We got a lot of good shit on there. Check out the channel, y'all.
All right.
It's youtube.com/user/iconicide.
Nice. All right. So, any parting words, Z?
F*** off.
Chris?
This is actually when we win a Grammy. This is actually going to be my little speech. First off, I'd like to thank God for not existing.
There's no God where I am, because I killed Jesus, y'all. What?
All right, God. Okay. All right. Should I read from the Bible? God bless you. God is the Russian word for year. Okay, which means that God is a female, cyclical, pagan concept. So all these male gods, it's bullshit. And bless, it used to be the blood of the lamb that taketh away the sins of the world. People are baptized in the blood of a lamb. But they stopped doing that and they started using pigs. So, if people say...
He'll go on and on like this forever. You might...
I just said parting words, duder.
Okay, so God bless you. May the year cover you in the blood of a pig.
Gee, why couldn't you just say that? That's great. Here's about fucking time, Iconicide. Jimmy Duke here. 91.3 WKRB, New York City Throwdown.
About to kill my
Kingsborough Community College, Brooklyn, New York.